Hey guys, it's your girl Need to Be Watching, and I've been wanting to talk about this topic of female predators, women who prey on other women, women who prey on children, women who prey on men. Let's get into these videos and I'll respond towards the end. Thanks for tuning in.
Real quick, I don't know who needs to hear this, but I feel like we need to talk about the fact that women can be predators too, and a lot of times get overlooked. Like this past Friday, I went to a Beyonce concert in LA, and I went alone, and this woman next to me spent majority of the concert touching me inappropriately. Like I was ignoring her, and I'm clearly uncomfortable. She would take her hand, go up and down both of my thighs multiple times near my, and she would put her arm around me, and then when I told her I was uncomfortable and I needed space, she got aggressive with me and started insulting me to the point it put me in fight or flight, and I felt like I had to defend myself, but I had paid money for my ticket, $100 for parking, and Beyonce was only on her second outfit change, and I just spent majority of the concert uncomfortable because I didn't know what to do. Like, I never been in a situation like that, especially like with a woman. I'm like, what do I do? Do I fight her? I was afraid to walk past her because she was already aggressive. To get to security, I had to walk past her. I didn't want her to push me, and it just wasn't fair. Like, I spent majority of the concert uncomfortable, and that's not okay.
This famous Hollywood actress allegedly groomed a 7-year-old and assaulted him when he was 17. This is Asia Argento. She has been in a lot of movies, including a lot of horror movies like George Romero's Land of the Dead. Her father is infamous Italian horror film director Dario Argento. And Asia Argento was dating Anthony Bourdain before his death. So when the Me Too movement was happening back in the 2018-2017 time, Asia came forward and accused Harvey Weinstein of assaulting her. She became one of the faces of the Me Too movement, which was a movement dedicated to listening to victims and believing them. Asia also claimed that another film director had drugged and assaulted her on the set of a film. But in 2004, Asia met young actor Jimmy Bennett on the set of a film. At the time, Jimmy pictured here was only 7 years old. As Jimmy grew older, he and Asia allegedly kept in contact. And in the year 2013, when Jimmy was only 2 months past his 17th birthday, Asia allegedly invited him to her hotel room, plied him with alcohol, and then assaulted him in a number of ways. So right after Asia came out and talked about her experiences with Harvey Weinstein, that's when Jimmy decided it was time for him to talk too. And quietly, behind closed doors, it was arranged that Jimmy would be paid almost $400,000 to keep quiet. Jimmy would even claim later on that he was inspired by the Me Too movement himself to speak about his own assault. Now, initially, Asia denied all of these allegations to news outlets and said that his story was completely false. But then, after these denials were made public, evidence came out. A photograph was published of Asia wearing absolutely nothing while in bed with Jimmy. And there were also text messages made public where she admitted to assaulting the minor and said that it felt weird and that she didn't know he was a minor. Now, Rose McGowan actually came out and said, "We don't know the full details of the situation. Show restraint and be gentle to Asia." And people absolutely roasted her because what she was saying was directly in contradiction to the entire purpose of the Me Too movement, which was to believe survivors of assault. Eventually, Asia's attorney admitted that there was an encounter between her and Jimmy, and she was fired from her position as a judge on the X Factor. Now, there are a lot of conspiracies dealing with Asia Argento.
She fell in love with her daughter and married her. This is Stephanie from Oklahoma, and I wasn't even looking for this story. I was researching something else, and I came across this, and I was like, clicking that link. So Stephanie lost custody of her kids when they were younger, and their paternal grandmother took over. Later, she got back into her kids' life, and then she says her and her daughter just hit it off. And this was after she married her son in 2008 and then got it annulled in 2010. She said that wasn't a actual, with an S, relationship. She just married him to get him out of the military. Don't understand how this works, but that's what she said. Now this son right here says he tried that mess with her, but he wasn't going for it. He denied her advances. DHS got involved. She was 44 here and she was 26, so I don't understand how this worked with the DHS. I don't know if there was a child in the home or what, but DHS got involved and they were charged with incest. They are now divorced. Well, the marriage has been annulled. Oh, and the mother said she feel like she didn't do nothing wrong because her name wasn't on her daughter's birth certificate. Honey, it's in the blood.
No, this is so factual that it's sad, and it's honestly quite sad. Personally, I get very uncomfortable when I'm around grown-ass women and they insist on repeatedly calling young boys handsome, talking about how they're gonna break hearts, or commenting way too much on their physical appearance, because to be honest, we do not allow grown-ass men to do that to young girls. I don't like when I hear a mom say that's my boyfriend, or grown-ass women saying that's my boyfriend. That's no different from grooming with little fucking girls. Because a grown-ass man could never see a 5-year-old little fucking girl and say that's my girlfriend without women being like, should we kill it? And so we need to apply these same things to our boys. We absolutely cannot raise better men if all of our boys are damaged. It's not fair to them. Because we hold them accountable as men, and we do not talk about the fact that so many of them are damaged as children. By us, not even men, by us.
Can we get the same ferocity about female pedophiles as we do men? Turns out a woman I went to high school with likes 15-year-old boys. Not going to share all the details out of respect for the family of the boys or her own family, because she has a great husband and kids and life, or at least she fucking did. The families have known each other since high school, meaning she's known those children since they came out of the womb. People in her sphere are outraged and disgusted, as they fucking should be. But people outside that sphere have way too much empathy for this rancid flesh sack. Oh, she's probably mentally unwell. No shit, Sherlock. If you're attracted to children, you're a couple colors shy of a full crayon box. And she's probably gonna get away with all of it because the age of consent is 15. Makes my teeth sweat. You cannot convince me that lawmakers are not secret pedophiles. If you can look at a 15-year-old and say you're not responsible enough to drive or to vote, but you know what you can do? Smash. What about 15 and 17-year-olds? I don't know, Chad. Make a law that you have to be within 2 years of each other if you're under the age of 18. There's got to be a way to keep 40-year-olds from diddling 15-year-olds. And if you're typing right now, oh, it's different for boys. It's a rite of passage. Walk right off to your therapist's office. Unpack it there. Not.
Did you want somebody to just hang out with?
I just want to hang out, and I know it.
But like, just hang out. Where were you guys gonna hang out? At Walmart.
Wait, stop the motherfucking music. You, are you dumb?
All right, so that was a lot of clips, y'all, but as it showed that there are a lot of women who have been getting away with being predators with this whole Princella situation. I just felt the need to also bring more examples. But that's why Nita always says, I don't just be watching the men, honey. I be watching the women too. So just let me know your thoughts down below. Thanks for tuning in. See y'all.